Yes, guys, welcome back and happy Monday. The markets are in full swing, guys. We've had the weekend. I know I didn't do my outlook last night. I was going to do it, but I've been engrossed in Battlefield 6 all weekend, guys. Um, so I've had a great time. But yeah, the way the market closed, guys, on Friday, that was awesome. To be honest, everything just fell out of the sky. And tonight it's going to be interesting. We'll go through it, but basically, in terms of news, guys, like we have news announced. As you can see, Thursday is a really rammed day for USD. We got core PPI and retail and unemployment claims. Um, Obviously, the US government still shut down. So we've had NFP, didn't do nothing. We had FOMC minutes, didn't do nothing. So we've got this on Thursday. Is it going to do anything? Who knows? The government could potentially open by then. So it's something to bear in mind, guys. But in the grand scheme of things, we've got a relatively chilled out week in terms of news to come, guys. And with tariffs. So with tariffs, guys, we're going to go over the dollar and we'll talk about tariffs. All right, we're going to have a look at the British pound US dollar quickly. We're just going to analyze this because we've hit some nice demand. And then I'm going to get into the dollar and then we're going to talk about tariffs and how it's going to affect the dollar going forward. So let's get stuck into the British pound US dollar, guys. Right. So we've got nice supply, we've got nice demand. We have tapped into this demand, um, but we've just tapped it. So I can imagine we're going to get another tap, guys. Um, I think we're going to get a tap potentially just below these wicks, take people out, and then we're going to go up. Um, and I will show you all my reasoning for all of this. All you need to be able to do to trade these markets, guys, you don't need no fancy flipping fundamental stuff. You need Forex Factory and Trading View and supply and demand. That is all you need to be consistent in these markets. So British pound, US dollar, guys. We're going to be waiting to get into some long positions. Okay, this is what I'm going to wait for. This is the 4 hour. As you can all see, we're just going to wait for another move down, take this low, and then long. All right. Other than that, guys, all right. Let's look on the weekly. I mean, to be fair, this weekly has been trying. Well, we've created. Have we? No, the bottom wick is minuscule, guys. This we're getting a lot of wicks, aren't we, around here? It's sort of getting a little bit concerning now, to be honest. Because we've tried to come down it on several occasions. And I think we are definitely going to go down into this demand zone again for sure this week. So we're just going to play it by ear, guys, and we are going to keep an eye on it. But let's just smash into the US dollar, right? Straight in on the daily. Straight in on the daily. And we're talking tariffs and we're talking where the dollar is in terms of price and levels. Guys, they're already starting the fear mongering on the masses. Bailey's warning that the world stock market and the world markets are going to absolutely collapse. These warnings, these headlines, these things will be getting streamed to the masses. Guys, don't pay attention to it. Um, you know, do your thing. It's fear mongering basically, guys, and they're doing it on purpose. And um, so we're in very key areas with the US dollar, guys. I'll get on to the weekly because it's going to be easier. Oh, I don't know why I've deleted that. Why did I just delete that supply? Right. Didn't mean to do that. Let's get on the weekly on the US dollar. Right. There's a few real key things I want to point out to you guys. When Trump announced his tariff at the beginning of this year, price was all the way up here. And the US dollar has got weaker ever since. Ever since. This candle here, I'll highlight it like this a minute. Just next to this pink line, we're looking at this candle right here. Let me highlight it. That candle. When we had that big FOMC meeting a couple of weeks ago, and I got in them ridiculous Euro USD shorts from ridiculous all-time highs, I knew where we were approaching on the US dollar. This weekly demand needed to be either respected or broken. We've respected it. We've gained orders that have been sat there over a 4-year period. We've gained strength from it, guys. We've gained strength from it. The reason why we gained strength from it is because America hadn't put any tariffs on China, or they had a break. So now they're having a trade war. Obviously, this is going to affect the US dollar again, guys. And it's going to weaken the US dollar. And from a weekly supply and demand standpoint, the US dollar is going to gain weakness for a good few weeks now. I feel like we're going to blow this demand out the water. We do have demand here. There is demand there, but there's more demand there, more demand there. So, guys, I think the markets over the next couple of weeks are not going to be easy to trade. If you get on the right side of this new trend that's coming up, I think you're going to do really well. But we got to still bear in mind that it's going to be very volatile. The US government is still shut down, and it's got a backlog of major news that needs to be impacted in on the market. So we've got obviously the tariffs with Trump and China, with America and China, and we've got backlogged NFP, FOMC, potentially CPI and PPI as well. So guys, literally, Guy Fawkes night is in November, innit? I'm sure a lot of you know Guy Fawkes night. Well, we're going to have Guy Fawkes Forex night, I think, in a minute. Once all this stuff comes back into the market's going to be crazy. And I'm not going to be trading it, to be honest. Because, I got stung a bit at the start of the year with Trump and his tariffs, and I'm not going to be trading the storm that's approaching. It depends. I will analyze and I will see the crack. I will see what's going on and see if I can get some ridiculous entries. I will try and do that, but I will not be actively day trading. I will look to get into a position or two for riding that particular wave, but that is it. And I think it'll be a profitable wave as well, to be honest. So my projection for the forthcoming, guys, for the US dollar is weakness. And then how can we translate this into the Euro USD, for instance? Get onto the daily on the Euro USD. So the Euro USD original sales I was talking to you about, when I got into them ridiculous entries, I literally got into that entry. My short was there. And I planned on holding all of this. I did plan on holding all of this. But I got in at the top of that pullback. I got out at that top of that pullback because I thought we were going to continue going, and I didn't re-enter. I've been scalping it and day trading it, getting positions here, there, but for the long-term swing position, yeah, not in it, guys, and pretty gutted, really. But we are now in a very key area for the Euro USD. Obviously, this move down is because the dollar has been gaining strength, guys, in terms of the Euro USD, mainly. And we've tapped into not the best demand in the world, but demand. We've tapped deep into it now on a daily perspective. We've taken a lot of these lows out. There'll be a lot of traders with a lot of stop losses around all of these areas. So we've taken all of this liquidity now. And yeah, basically we've got more demand down here. No, sorry, we're talking about dollar strength. Yeah, dollar strength. I'm confusing myself. Dollar strength, guys, is what I'm projecting is Euro USD to gain strength. Yeah, we've had the weakness because of the dollar strength. We now should be getting a move up on the Euro USD because the dollar is now going to be losing strength. Right. If you can make sense of that, guys, I sort of know what I'm talking about. Well, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm trying to get out, but sometimes what I'm thinking, what I want to explain, and yeah, it doesn't come out exactly how I want it to come out. But It's just how I describe things. It's just me. Yeah, it is what it is, guys. At the end of the day. So yeah, where were we? Yes, I feel like we're going to be getting strength coming on Euro USD, guys. All because of the tariffs, basically. So again, next couple of weeks is going to be exciting. And we'll go through some stocks. We're going to go into some stocks in a minute. We'll just continue on the futures and the FX, and then we're going to get into some stocks because previously I've been talking about getting some banging entries on stocks, and everything's at all-time highs, so we need to be cautious and wait for better prices. Well, they are now on in the forthcoming, guys. So Australian dollar, interesting. Australian dollar, guys. The thing I don't like about the Australian dollar is just like look at that whole grey area. Like the price is not great. We've come out of the consolidation. Now we're back in the consolidation, guys. So I feel like patience is required here on the Australian dollar. We need to basically see if price is going to consolidate and then break above or consolidate and break below. You get a picture, yeah. So patience is needed on the Australian dollar, guys. I'm not going to bore you too much. British pound. Um, yeah, so I said we got weakness to come on the British pound, hence the arrow. Um, very interesting now, guys. We're still going to get weakness on the British pound, and I'll point it out to you. We have a gap here. We tried to fill it with this candle. We've not succeeded. So we're getting momentum to the downside. We're clearly trending down on a daily perspective. We've broken these lows. And this demand here is acted as a trap. We've had a double bottom pretty much. Act as a trap. There'll be plenty of people that would have been getting in these buys, blah, blah, blah. And then here we go, down, taking them all out. Because they weren't aware of the gap below, or they weren't aware of the value of the demand below, shall we say. So, guys, we're going to get some more weakness on the British pound throughout the rest of this week. We are on Monday, so yeah, from going forward from tomorrow, and just trade safe with it. We have this gap to fill. We watch the price action when we get into the gap, and we could look to get some longs. But until this gap is filled, guys, until that low is taken, I'm not interested in getting any position longs on the pound, guys. Just bear that in mind. Bear this move in mind with the British pound US dollar as well, okay? Because although like the US dollar was seen to be the most dominating factor, I mean the British pound is also a powerhouse. So it's two powerhouses. Euro USD, obviously the US dollar outperforms the euro. The euro has got some weight, but it's nowhere near as powerful as the dollar. Cool. Happy days. Right, so yeah, British pound, guys. Right. Boom, 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 boom. Canadian dollar. Right, interesting. Don't know if I saw any Canadian dollar news. So interesting, guys. We're nearly breaking this demand that I had marked. We have a little bit of a gap there and gap further to the downside as well. I can see Canadian dollar weakness, guys, because at the moment where we are right now, at the moment, we look to the left. We've broken that demand. We've got no demand to be able to give us, our back in to be able to take long positions on the Canadian. So patience is needed for this. I wouldn't short it here. I wouldn't buy it here. We wait until we get into more demand zones, guys. Yeah, this is going to be basically a perfect trap. There'll be people looking to buy this from like here and then putting their stop loss in no man's land. Yeah, the risk to reward is very good, guys, but you're going to get taken out there and then you're going to lose your red and then you're going to enter down there and put your stop loss there and then you're going to take another loss and then your emotions are well involved then and you can't control yourself and then all of a sudden you're in a world of pain. So guys, stay away from it. Be patient. Euro. Boom. We've covered Euro USD. I can't be bothered with that. So the Japanese yen, guys, that was very interesting. Last weekend we opened up with this gap on the Japanese yen, and the reason for that was a female president is Prime Minister is now in command in Japan, and I I reckon she's going to do a good job. To be honest, um, doesn't matter what government elects a new president or prime minister around the world, it would have some form of impact on that particular currency. Uh, I don't know why it's been negative on this occasion, but it has. No real reason for it, but yeah, guys. Again, we look to the left where we are in terms of price, and there's no reaction. So don't buy here. Anticipate on closing this gap anytime soon, guys. I've learnt that mistake. I won't be making it twice. So we wait until we get better reactions. But yeah. Mexican peso, that's one we got planned. But yeah, not yet. New Zealand, weakness. Yeah, again, here we go, guys. So in terms of the New Zealand, guys, I do think every market globally is going to take a bit of a battering over the next couple of weeks. Looking at everything which we've just looked at, the pound, the yen, the euro, the dollar, the Australian, Mexican, New Zealand, there's a very common pattern forming. And that is everything is positioning itself in dodgy areas where it's hard to judge, areas where we're like, yeah, we're not really going to be seeing any strength here because we've got no reaction. So we have to bear that in mind with the tariffs, and other factors. We have to bear that all in mind, guys. Um, we got fireworks coming. We got fireworks coming, and I think I'm going to stay away from the FX market. I'm going to might chill on the agriculturals, to be honest. Buy a little bit of wheat and a little bit of corn, invest in some chocolate or something like that. But I've got no interest in the FX market, guys, at the minute. Swiss is like finally closed that gap, but again we're at all-time high territory. AUD, guys, is it worth really Euro Canadian all-time highs? Breach this demand supply, so is it valid now? No, it's not. I would wait for this supply appear, see what the reaction is before we get a bit more continuation to the downside. Yeah. Cool, guys. This has got a bit of potential there. Here we are looking at the euro Japanese yen on the daily, and we've still got a massive gap. Very interesting, guys. Look, the gap has just blown it all out of water. I was looking to get into long positions here. This is going to be a trap, so they'll break this, and then we'll get into this demand. But guys, let's see if we can get in anything here. Obviously, we've got a huge gap. You can all see that. The thing I don't like about getting into a short here, guys, the thing I don't like about this is, it's a big old stop loss. I think what I would be happy for, guys, is this. If price come up to here on the euro Japanese yen, I would look to short there, not down there. Yeah. There's a good idea then, guys. Euro Japanese yen. Keep an eye on it. I'm going to set an alert. I'm interested in this, Add alert. Oh, right. Yeah. We won't add alert, but we will keep close tabs on it. British pound, Swiss franc, slow in it. Slower old girl. British pound, Japanese yen's interesting. We've had a great reaction off of supply. Look at that reaction off of supply. We got a very nice clean move down. I'm surprised there's not a gap on here, because there's Japanese yen involved. But no, there isn't. GJ's got potential, guys. I feel like a pullback up to 4 hour supply, and then away we go. That's what I like on the British pound, Japanese yen, guys, for sure. Yeah, I do like that. So patience is needed. British pound, New Zealand, dollar, the gaps there not being filled yet. They've tried. Not really much to talk about. I mean, longer term, to be honest, guys, this is, wow. British pound, New Zealand dollar has been like uptrending since only 2023, 2022. Still a long time, 3 years, isn't it? Sort of due a pullback, really, a high time frame pullback. But guys, we've got no supply to take anything off of. We've got the gap to get filled, but the trouble. What I'm sort of thinking is, get up into. There ain't no supply, is there? But get up and around here, and then getting you short. But the trouble we got, guys, is we could fill this gap and just then do that. And at that point, that's out your account. So I feel we're going to see. I want to see how we react around this area first. See the price action. See if we create any 4 hour supply or demand, and then make a judgment call from there, guys. We've covered that. Right, that's enough about the FX, guys. Let's have a look at the stocks. As the stocks are open now, we're trading. Well, trading. We're doing it live tonight. Apple, right, guys, my perspective, I've been thinking and saying over the last couple of weeks on the stocks perspective is something's on the horizon coming that's going to impact the markets. We've been up all-time highs. We've got ridiculous gaps to the downside. So within Christmas time, guys, Christmas is just around the corner. You know, over Christmas, I think we're going to be getting some real bargain prices on some stocks. Not yet. Buying these dips isn't wise, guys. People would be looking to buy, this dip. It's not very wise because we can continue to go lower. People would buy that dip, continue lower, buy that dip. They don't know where the real areas are, where price is going to turn. So, guys, we are going to be looking at getting into some real good stocks for sure. Amazon's sort of sitting pretty, really. Amazon's sitting pretty around this level. It loves this price target up here. Probably got some earnings coming up, maybe. That's why we're sitting here on Amazon. They'll say the company earnings, maybe, after I'll have a look into it. Obviously, good earnings, it will continue skyrocketing. Bad earnings will break demand and continue going lower to get some bargain prices, guys. Meta, interesting. All-time highs again, isn't it? Meta for long-term investment. So, guys, we need to wait for more bargain prices on Meta. This is the start of getting into bargain prices, guys. Over the next couple of weeks, things are going to be dropping. So we'll be analysing it as the weeks go by. And these tech ideas are fantastic. Look at them. Look at D-Wave flipping. Yeah. I give investment advice out to people for stocks. And I was saying, get in this dip, buy this dip. And yeah, would have been a very good investment, guys. Same as this one. Dip, boom, dip, boom. We are coming down now. How far can we come down for adding more positions? Down to here as a minimum. See how it reacts, and then potentially down to here, and then down. But yeah, stocks have got potential in the coming weeks, guys. Definitely. I was in Big Bear AI. I made some nice profit on Big Bear AI. I wish I was still in it now. Pulled the profit out. Wish I was still in it. But I'll wait for price to come back. Ambev is another one which we've spoken about before, guys. I'm waiting for this area down here to buy Ambev. But yeah, for my long-term investment, I'm going to be buying Ambev down these prices. Not here though. Happy days. Guys, crude oil. Crude oil. A lot of people are interested in crude oil. Interesting now. Very interesting, guys. Let's. So we're at low volume area now with crude oil. We're at the weekly low because that's last week's week. We're at the weekly low. Let's have a look at the monthly. We're at the monthly. Yeah, course block because the monthly's up there. Let's go back on the weekly then. Don't think this is going to help us out much today, guys. We're in low volume area. We're below the valued area low. Pops all the way up there. Reactions to the left on terms of the daily. We're not reacting off of anything, guys. This is demand, I suppose you could say. Nah, it's not really demand because look at the size of that wick, nearly engulfing the one coming out. This isn't really demand, guys. I feel like we could get some more weakness on oil to come, and that would tie in perfectly with the tariffs and what goes on around the world economically. So I feel like we're going to be getting some more weakness on oil. It's going to be very interesting when we do get down into this area. We've nearly hit it, guys. We're not far away. So that's the wider version as well, Martin. So that is definitely telling me we're going to be seeing weakness on oil throughout the rest of the week. Yeah, definitely oil weakness throughout the rest of the week, guys. A lot of people's been talking about silver in my group. The group, I'm really impressed with the group, guys. People are just off, giving value, helping others. Um, Everyone's doing really well in there. Quite proud of it, really. Um, Natural gas, someone I was speaking to has been in some natural gas shorts. Great trade. And then you got nice re-entries down here. Nice long-term entries. That's your first attempt, and you got your second attempt below. Silver. Oh, well, yeah, silver is going to be mirroring gold, guys. I'm not even going to talk about gold or silver or anything because I don't want to give the ideas, guys, are just they're not safe ideas on the metals, guys, at the moment. There's no safe analysis. There's no safe idea to be given to you all. We're trying to catch price at exact turning points. We've got no information to the left. We're in the deep blue sea. We're in the Atlantic Ocean. We need to respect that fact and just leave the metals alone. So, and that's what we're going to do. Agricultural market, guys. Wheat's filled this gap now, which is nice and interesting. I enjoyed trading wheat, a couple of months ago. I did. It was slow, guys. Don't get me wrong. It was flipping slow, but I enjoyed it. It just ticked over nicely. So yeah, wheat, guys. We're in the winter months now, so um, we're in weekly demand, guys. We're in a weekly demand zone on the weekly. So this is very interesting now, guys. We could now see this from wheat now going over the next week, or we're going to see this from wheat. So, guys, I'm going to keep an eye on wheat. I like a wheat trade idea. I'm going to screenshot this and put it in my group because this is a nice long-term trade. So, potential wheat buys, guys. We need to keep an eye on it. Cotton. I wouldn't recommend cotton to anybody. Yeah. Corn. I was about to say oats, but it's corn. Get out corn. Yeah, corn, guys. Get this gap fill and see how the price reacts. Wait for price to get down to here, and then we'll go from there. Cocoa would have blown us out the water. Took us right out. It's broken demand. Bye bye, cocoa. Where are you off to then? Where are you going? Let's have a little look. Oh, see why you've sort of dropped, really. Look at all this, guys. There would have been a hell of a lot of liquidity under all that. A lot of stop losses, a lot of people in buys, and I can imagine they're now very much being liquidated out of the market. So, next weekly demand on cocoa, guys, is quite a way away, and it is ridiculous demand as well. And I think that's where we are heading. To be honest, look at the power this is coming down with. Oh, we're on the monthly. I thought we were on the weekly. Huh. Well, that's monthly. There you go, guys. That's monthly. Hang on. I flip and lose myself. Well, that demand still stands. We are in a weekly demand here as well. We have tapped the wider. So, guys, cocoa and corn and wheat. I love the agriculture. They always pull through, guys. Yeah, not every zone works. You can take a loss. Let's be realistic about it. But, but they're relaxing, chilled out things to trade, guys. I love commodities. I do. Like, literally love it. So we're going to I feel like we're going to monitor this. We got another one for the group. I'll put this one in for the lads. I like that. I like this. Yeah, cocoa looks good, guys. Coffee, guys. I'm waiting. I was talking about this live today. Coffee, we're waiting for this gap fill up here, and then some weakness from there. Orange juice is just trending down nicely. Has been for fair few weeks. Well, since July. That is what you call a trend and a half, mind. It's not the best trend. It's a bit of a staircase, but it's a clear trend. And we look like we've reacted off of something here. So what are we reacting off of? Nothing. Probably this is all a big trap. Interesting, guys. What I've been calling this orange juice is oats. I get muddled up. Now we're on orange juice. Can't get my words out tonight, guys. Orange juice, pretty much same scenario though. Look, taking all these lows, probably going to go lower to make sure they take the liquidity, and then what we're going to react off over here. Again, we're breaking this as well. That was pretty good demand as well, mind. We've tapped it 3 times. Yeah, orange juice is going lower, guys. AUD USD. Oh. AUD USD. Weakness. Guys, Bitcoin. We were talking about this in my live as well Friday. And there was a lad in there. It was sound, to be honest. He was good. He was a good lad, but he was saying about he bought all these all-time highs and the price was gonna. And I was sort of thinking, oh, mate, like I wouldn't do that if I was you. Like, um, that's the reason. Do you know what I mean? That Friday done over a lot of people, guys. Not gonna lie. Yeah, this green line was his buy. That was his buy position. Yeah. We'd already gone deep in it. I didn't trust it. I said to him, I was like, mate, yeah, okay, fair enough. Do you? But I tried to explain to him your better zones down the bottom here. Be patient and wait for these. And look how, guys, look how accurate they are. We've hit it and away we go. All right, we've broken this one, but we've come down into this one. First one was a trap, took the liquidity and away we go. They're very powerful, these zones, guys, and this is all you need to be able to trade in the markets. You do not need no fancy flipping fundamental data, guys, or fancy strategy. All you need is supply and demand, and you'll be a profitable trader. People overcomplicate it and confuse it. They really, really do. So Bitcoin, guys, I'm not going to say we're going to continue gaining strength. We've not with what's going on in terms of crypto and tariff in the big wide world. I think Bitcoin is going to continue gaining some weakness. To be honest, guys, it's nice to see this beautiful reaction, but I feel like the next time we approach it on a daily or 4 hourly perspective, we're going to break it. And then this whole area will then be a very big trap for people. So price will break all these lows, and then this is going to be your next area of interest. So my Bitcoin perspective is this, guys. Obviously, we're going to take a couple of weeks to get there. Bearing in mind, I've just looked to the left. We need to be careful that this is going to be like the first touch of this demand, but this general area has been tapped 3 or 4 times. So we need to just bear that in mind, guys. So yeah, I hope yeah you take something away from this evening. I hope you can implement it in your trading and learn patience, guys, because patience is a major factor that you have to understand and have to have in your trading system. If you're not patient, guys, then you will not succeed in this game, unfortunately. But yeah, guys, I hope you can take something away from this tonight. And I'm quite interested to see how all these things are going to be playing out, to be honest, because there's a lot of ideas on the horizon. yeah, agricultural markets are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to get all these screenshotted and put it into my group now, and we will go from there. But guys, enjoy the rest of your week. Have a good week. I hope you trade safe and be sensible. And I'll see you on the weekend. Cheers.